Hello, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday, December 2nd, and we're talking about letter of the day. We are going to go over our chart. We are going to sing our song, Magic C song, because we're going over all the letters for Magic C and building on those. And then at the end, we will look at our treasure box and see what's inside. Let's listen to our song. Magic C song.
Make a magic C, I'll show you how. Start at the top, go this way now. Stop at the bottom, look and see. That magic C looks good to me. Make a circle, I'll show you how. Start with the C, go this way now. Keep on going, please don't stop. It's a circle when you get to the top.
Great job, friends. So when we started Magic C, we've been building on all the letters that are in this group. So we start off with Magic C, where we start at the top, like we always do. And we just make a quick turn or curve, just a curve there. And then we talked, our next letter after learning C was O, or a circle. We talked about that too. You start at the top, make a curve, turn, go, 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 don't stop. And you make your O. After O, we talked about letter, see if you remember. Remember, it's like O, and then there's a line at the end. That's right, Q. Good job. So Q, as you know, you make your letter O. And the only difference is there's a straight line that's hanging out here on the side to make Q. Well, today we're going to look at our pieces, and we are talking about, let's see if you can guess. That's right, the letter G. G is like Magic C. It starts the same. Start at the top. Use your pointer finger. You can try this at home. You can use your pointer finger and just go in the air, or you can use paper, a notebook, anything you want. I know you don't have your, some of you don't have your purple folders. That's okay. You can use anything you want at home. So you make your Magic C, and then you add a short line here, and then you finish it off with a short line here to make G. Great job. G, we know is a picture here. We see g, 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 grapes. G actually makes two sounds. It makes g, 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 like in grapes, and then j, 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 like in giraffe. So that's kind of tricky, and you'll learn more about that as you get older. We talk about that, how our English language is so tricky with sounds. So G actually makes two sounds. So we're going to focus on the g, g, g right now. Let's look at upper and lowercase g. We always look at the letters because we want to know, do they look similar or do they look different? So let's find out. We know that uppercase G is here because it's bigger, and then lowercase is littler. They look really different, don't they? Remember, when you're practicing making your upper and lowercase, take your time, right? We learn through our mistakes. We practice, practice, practice to get better. We don't always get it on the first try. Or sometimes we do. Let's talk about what's happening here in our picture. In preschool, we talk a lot about how pictures help us with reading. We see a goat. Let's find out who he is. Gordon the goat is a great and good friend. He loves giving gifts. Well, how do we know that? Well, look. He's holding a gift. His party won't end. Let's read that again. Gordon the goat is a great and good friend. He loves giving gifts. His party won't end. I'd like to be friends with that goat, wouldn't you? Well, let's talk about uppercase G. We're going to practice that one first. We'll do it a couple times. Remember, you can practice at home. You can use your pointer finger and you can practice in the air, or you can get a marker, a crayon, anything you want. You can practice upper and lowercase. If you have a dry erase board, you can do that. Just practice, practice, practice. All right, friends, so we're going to start at the top like we always do. We're going to think about Magic C. And then we're going to go here, stop, and then we're going to add another line to make a G. Now, sometimes G, I know on our chart, it looks like this. G's can actually look like this, or they can look like this. It's kind of the same idea, it just depends on how people choose to write it. So I wanted you to see the difference, okay? For today, with this one, we're going to make Magic C up and then a line, okay? So let's practice a couple more times. Remember, we're talking about uppercase G. We're talking about starting at the top, curve, 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 up, and then another line. Again, practice as many times as you can. Magic C, up, 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 and then a straight line. Great job. We talked about how lower G looks very different than uppercase. So let's see what that looks like. We're actually just going to make a circle. And then we're going to add a line, and then we're going to do a hook. Now, we've talked a little bit about that when we've talked about other letters, okay? When you're writing your letters, you want it to feel comfortable. You want to do what is easier for you, okay? So just make your circle, another line, and then your hook. And that's lowercase, okay? Remember, practice, practice, practice. Do your best. It's okay if you make mistakes. That's how we learn. We talk about that a lot. Make your circle, straight line, and your little hook, okay? Lowercase G is what we're practicing right now. Circle, line, and hook. Lots to think about when you're writing. You're doing a great job. Circle, straight line, and a hook, okay? G, 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 goat, good, gifts. But we also talked about how G says J, like in giraffe. Spend some time with mom or dad looking at our picture. I'll zoom in a little bit quicker, a little bit better here. Spend some time with mom and dad and find all the items that have that sound. I think you'll find a lot. So for the last part of our video, since we can't be in school together, I wanted to bring out the treasure box, and I wanted to find out and tell you what's in it today. So let's open it up. Oh my goodness. It's so big. A gift. There was a gift in our treasure box today. Gift. Let's open it up and see. We love getting gifts. I do too. Oh my gosh. My boys must have wrapped this for me. This was their favorite book before they went to bed. Good Night Moon. Guess what? I'm going to read it as a special treat. Good Night Moon. This is such a favorite. And it's perfect because guess what? We're talking about the letter G. Raise your hand if you have this book at home. I think a lot of you do. Here we go. In the great green room, there was a telephone, a red balloon, and a picture of The cow jumping over the moon. I have to go back here a minute, friends. What color is this room? It's green. A color word green. I love it. The cow's jumping over the moon, and there are 3 little bears sitting on chairs. And 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens and a little toy house and a young mouse. You can even hear the rhyming words in this book. Oh, so fun. A comb, a brush, and a bowl full of mush. A quiet old lady who was whispering, hush, remember it's nighttime. Good night, room. Look at that green room, I love it. Look at all the things in there. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. So fun. Good night, kittens. Good night, mittens. Good night, clocks. Good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Listen to all those rhyming words. I love it. Good night, comb. Good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. Good night to the old lady whispering hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. The end. So fun. If you haven't heard this story, it's a favorite. It was a favorite when my boys were trying to go to sleep, and so I thought I'd share it today, especially since it starts with the letter G. If you have time at home with mom or dad, you can find all the items at your house that have the letter G sound. Remember, g, 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 like in goat, good friend, gifts, or j, 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 giraffe. They both have the G sound. See you later.